Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of exploring our consciousness. So this week we are going to actually be exploring something that's a really neat topic. We're going to be exploring inner child work. This is an important topic to explore, especially on a weight loss journey, because our inner child is going to be what is constantly interfering with our process and our ability to be able to move forward. And by interfering, I don't mean it's something that we need to reject or move away from. It's something that we actually need to embrace and learn to work with. So the intention of this video is essentially for us to understand how our inner child is impacted or influenced our ability to be able to relate to ourselves and our ability to be able to relate to others. Okay, so this is going to play out in relationships in a big way. So whether that's intimate relationships or not, that's usually when we start to see maybe some of our darker sides coming out, because people push our buttons and they stimulate things inside of us that cause us to feel intense emotions. So that way we want to make sure that we understand our inner child, so that way we can start to meet the needs of that child and start to step into this awesomeness that we're trying to step into. So by the end of this week, I want you guys to have a strong understanding and an awareness and a new connection to this part of your being, so you can start to use this information or this entity of your being to be able to kind of make this transformation that you're wanting to make. Okay, so what is the inner child and what role does it play? So think about this. Think about growing up. Okay, we all have these experiences. We all have memories, positive and negative memories. And these memories store in our subconscious, okay? So 5-year-old Matt, 6-year-old Matt, 7-year-old Matt, I have experiences in all of those years that were stored into my being, okay? They're stored in my subconscious. I act from this place of my being, and what we want to make sure we're doing is that we're acting from this place of our being with consciousness, with awareness, so we're not letting our subconscious mind just run off and take something irrationally without us having any awareness or consciousness of where this is coming from. Okay, so people who were raised in a safe and secure household or family system tend to have more of a playful inner child. Okay, and people who were raised in an abusive or neglective upbringing might have more of a fearful inner child. Okay, so it's important to honor and to recognize where your inner child is on its journey. That doesn't mean if you have a fearful inner child now that it's always going to be a fearful inner child, because our role and our responsibility with our inner child is to actually raise it and provide it with the needs that we didn't get met when we were younger. So a lot of this work is to actually go back through your timeline and kind of figure out when you felt neglected, when you felt abused, and provide the love and the care and the things that you would have wanted at that age of your life and in that stage of your development with what you wanted then. Do it now for yourself. Okay, that's the whole point of inner child work. So this week is going to be all about exploring that and exploring the stages of your path, your journey, and going within and starting to look at how we can make this transformation occur by going in and working with this inner part of our being, okay? So it's important to understand that when we're growing up, as a child, if our development becomes arrested in any way, through traumatic experience, through pain and suffering, through whatever it is that we go through as a child, that's going to hold us back and potentially put us into a state of regression, right? So what we typically do when this happens is people end up repressing their emotions. They learn to stuff down. They learn to not deal with the things that are happening at that young age. And usually it's because we haven't learned. We haven't learned how to cope. We haven't learned how to deal with these issues. So we just basically don't deal with them, okay? What happens as we get older, turn into an adult, we start to, the term is called regression. We actually have an experience that reminds us of a trauma or an experience that we had that was very uncomfortable and caused us pain and suffering as a child, and we regress back to that childlike state where we might throw a tantrum, where we might become extremely aggressive, where we might shut down, where we might punish people. Right? So we instead of actually being assertive and communicating our needs, because we never learned how to do that, right? So we regress. So we need to learn how to discontinue this behavior, because for some people on this journey, on the weight loss journey, your regression might actually be, when I was a child and I felt crappy, I went to my room and I ate a box of cookies. Right? So now we regress into that same behavior. When something happens to us that feels uncomfortable, we regress back to that. So doing inner child work is very therapeutic, and it's going to be a large part of this process for you to get to where you're at with your weight loss goal. Okay? Because a lot of the weight loss journey is about sabotaging. And what sabotages us is this inner part of our being, this inner child that is not getting its needs met. So it's constantly sabotaging by sending messages of I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to step into this version of myself that I want to. And that's how the sabotage starts. Okay? So this week we are going to be exploring, I'm going to be putting out 4 videos after this one, so a total of 5, because this is a really cool topic to talk about, and I think there's a lot of benefit for people on this journey that can help them. So the first one is called The Child Who Takes on the Triggers. So we are going to be talking about why we get so freaking triggered by people, right? And how we can stop being triggered by people, because this is huge for so many people. So that's the first one. The second one is the child who needs safety and security. Okay, so if you didn't get safety and security provided to you as a young person, then we need to learn how to meet this need for ourselves now. Okay. The third one is the child who needs to play and explore. So play and exploration are actually 2 things that are very, very beneficial for stress relief. So stress is a big factor why people don't accomplish their goals, why people hold themselves back, because they can't cope with stress. So learning how to cope with stress through doing inner child work is what we're going to be exploring in that video. And the last one is the child who needs love. So the epitome of self-love is actually loving that inner part of your being that didn't feel love, right? So we want to really look at how we can delve into doing self-love work from that place. Okay, so this is an exciting week for me to be able to share this information with you guys. I love inner child work. It's helped me a ton on my journey, and I still do it all the time. So anyway, happy Monday. Looking forward to chatting with you guys this week. Bye.